Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 4A. My name is Anisha, and I am the moderator of this session. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 7th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies through Zoom. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 8 presentations, and each presenter will be given 8 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for question and answers. And on 7 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. Also, there is a request to all the participants that you all please stay connected with us till the closing of the session. And if you have any update or query, then you can write it to me in the chat box. So just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to the chair of the session, uh, Dr. Meenakshi Memoria. She has 70 plus years of teaching experience in different academic institutes. Presently, she is in Uttaranchal University as an associate professor, and her research and teaching interests include machine learning, grid computing, theory of computation, compiler design, operating system, intelligent system, data structure, etc. She is an IEEE senior member and an executive committee member of IEEE UP section since last few years. Currently, she is the chair of subsection Uttarakhand Coordination, Outreach and Strategic Planning under IEEE UP section. She got Research Excellence Award and HOD of the Year Award by Institute of Scholars in 2021. She has published various papers and book chapters in reputed journals. She is a member of BOS Committee, CRC Committee, Women's Cell, ARC Committee, and DRC Committee in Uttaranchal University. Welcome to the session, ma'am. So now I would like to invite our first presenter, R. Aishwarya, to present her paper on the title, An Application for Genuine Reviewer Identification Using Deep Learning Techniques. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation now.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aishwarya from fourth semester BIT College, Bangalore Institute of Technology. So today I'm here to present my paper on topic, an application for genuine review identification using deep learning techniques under the guidance of my guide, Professor Prashant Kumar KN. So generally, we all purchase the products in online. So as a customers, we mainly look for the reviews which are given by the previous customers. So how can we know that whether those reviews are genuine or fake? So this paper will tells regarding not only finding the genuine reviews, but also finding the genuine reviewer or the genuine customer who is giving the reviews on the products. So in order to do that, so this a model has been developed by using the CNN and the LSTM algorithm, so which is called as a hybrid model, which is a combined model. So that is also called as a sequential model, and also using the crowdsourcing concept, which is used to find this genuine customers. So this is a literature survey part. So where I have done a research with a survey around the 20 papers, from which I got to know is in the most of the papers, that is identifying the fake reviews has been found by using the different traditional machine learning concepts, and also few of the deep learning concepts, but not any hybrid models. So, whereas in this paper, which I'm presenting, that tells regarding finding the genuine reviewers by using the combined algorithm of the CNN and the LSTM. So, these are the 20 papers on which I have done the survey. So this is a brief description regarding the CNN and the LSTM hybrid model. So where the LSTM models are good at predicting both the short and the long-term dependencies, and whereas in the convolutional neural networks, there are the two layers, which are the convolutional layers and the max pooling layers. So these convolutional layers are used at extracting the relevant information and learning the fundamental structures of the time series data. So this is the basic architecture of the CNN and the LSTM. So where in my project, I am giving the inputs as a textual data. So because I'm doing the on the reviews. So the textual data will be passed to this convolutional layers and the max pooling layers. So here the each one layer will be given output will be given as an input to the other layer. So after this max pooling, this will be given to the LSTM layers, and from that we are going to obtain a matrix. So these are all will be in the matrix format, and this fully connected layer, which is also called as a dense layer, that can be used to provide the output. So the output will be in the binary format, like in the zeros and the ones. So where the zero is the negative review and the one is the positive review. Next is the proposed system. So in this paper, four models have been proposed. So those are the sentiment analysis module. So where in this module is used for a pre-processing of the data and reading the data set and cleaning up the data, and whatever the special characters are there, those are to be removed, and the tokenization concepts, all the NLP concepts have been used in order to further pre-process the data, and also the CNN and the LSTM model has been used in order to train the data. And next is the product crowd sentiment analysis. So where here again there is the two data sets have been used, one for the sentiment analysis and one for the product crowd sentiment. So here again, the data will be read, and whatever the model, that CNN and LSTM model, that will be saved in order to use in the second data set. That will be loaded, and through that, we can obtain the positive and the negative reviews. And also, it is like for the each product, how many users are with the crowd and the without the crowd. And next is the user crowdsourcing behavior. So where here for the each user, it is going to calculate how many reviews are with the crowd and how many reviews are without the crowd based on this user crowd sentiment, a marks will be provided to the users. And next is the genuine reviewer. So based on these marks, the top 10 or the top K genuine reviewers will be listed out. So this is the system architecture. So where a sentiment data set and the product reviews, these are two data sets. On these two data sets, the data pre-processing takes place. And in this first data set, the data will be divided into the training and the testing data on which the CNN and LSTM hybrid model is applied, and the model get trained and validated with the help of both these test and train data, and the result will be analyzed. After that, this particular CNN LSTM model will be saved in order to use in the second data set. So where after the data pre-processing, this product crowd sentiment will be calculated by using this saved CNN and LSTM model. And after that, the user crowdsourcing behavior will be calculated with the help of the crowdsourcing concept. And the genuine reviewer list will be listed out in the front end web application. So these are the results. So this is just a vertical bar graph of the positive and the negative classes. So where 0 is the negative class of the reviews and 1 is the positive class of the reviews. So next is the classification report for this after the model is trained. So that the average accuracy will be of the 0.8, whereas for the precision, recall, F1 score, and the support, these are the matrices. For the each one of the metrics, the accuracy will be calculated or obtained after the model is trained. So this is 0.0 means for the negative and the 1.0 is for the positive reviews. And next is our confusion metrics for this. So whereas the 1550 reviews are truly negative and those are being find out by our model as a negative itself, and the 331 reviews are originally negative but those are predicted as a positive, and whereas the 248 reviews are truly positive but are uh, predicted as a negative, and whereas the 1541 reviews are the positive and those are correctly predicted as a positive. And next is the graph for the accuracy. So where for the each epoch, how much the accuracy will be increasing. So here I have considered the 10 epochs. For the each epoch, if we see, the graph will be plotted. And next is the loss. So the for the each epoch, how much the loss has been decreasing. So always the accuracy will be increasing and the loss will be in the decreasing. And these are the for the epochs. For the 10 epochs, if we see here for the first epoch, the loss will be of 0.47 and the accuracy will be of the 0.75. Whereas if we see in the 10 epochs, after the 10 epochs, here the loss will be decreased to the 0.04, whereas our accuracy will be increased to the 0.89. So I'm concluding this by instead of using the only a single deep learning model, we cannot obtain the good accuracy. Instead of using that, we can use the both the combined models like us both the CNN and the LSTM. If we combine both of these, we can obtain the more accurate results if we see in the above result. So, and also this model can be applicable to the huge websites and all the different websites and the applications. This concept we can apply in order to find out the genuine reviewers as well. And also by using the Google Colabs, and this execution process will be even faster now. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Aishwarya, can you tell me the percentage, how much percentage you got for the accuracy? Like you are saying that you got the better accuracy
Yes.
than the previous system. So what was the previous accuracy? And you are getting, I think, 80 above percentage of accuracy. So how
Uh,
can you say that the previous, you did not mention the accuracy of the previous system?
yes. That is because, ma'am, because in the previous things we are not finding any genuine reviewers, so but here we are finding the genuine reviewers who are giving the reviews. So if you see for any product, it has to show us like the top k genuine reviewers, it has our system or our application has to show. So in the previous things they are doing only on the traditional machine learnings like KNN, random forest, etc. And also they have been used the deep learning as well, but they have
Okay.
come up with the only the CNN. In few of the papers, only CNN has been used. On in the few of the papers, only LSTM will be used, and any other architecture they have been used. So in that, if we see, if we are getting around some less than
98%.
less than 80. we are getting the less than 80%. So where if we see over here, our accuracy, like normal accuracy is of the zero. If we consider for the 10 epochs, the normal accuracy is of the 0.898, that is or around the
But you should
98%.
you
So
should
whereas,
mention it. Okay, okay,
yes,
it's okay.
but the
But
average
you
of
should
this
mention it
accuracy,
in the comparison table.
yeah, sure, ma'am. And if we consider the average of all these accuracies, we are going to get the 0.84.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Next
thank
one.
you.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
And moving forward, I would like to invite our next presenter, Al Mahmoud Zaif, to present his paper on the title Face Recognition Based Automated Attendance System for Educational Institutions Utilizing Machine Learning. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation now.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible on your end?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. I'm very much excited to join this 7th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies. I am from Bangladesh, and I'm a fourth-year student at Rangamati Science and Technology University. At first, I would like to express my gratitude to my co-author and my mentor, Ranajyoti Chakma sir, who guided me throughout this project and to write this paper. Without his help, I would not able to join this conference. And I want an apology to you if I get disconnected in the middle of the presentation because there is no electricity in my area since the morning. And so maybe I will be run out of charge. If I get disconnected, then I'll join through my mobile devices. Well, so without further ado, let's get started. Basically, my paper title is Face Recognition Based Automated Attendance System for Educational Institution Using Machine Learning. Well, so we know that in our conventional manual attendance system, there is sort of limitations, right? We have it takes a lot of time. At the same set, there is a possibility of proxy attendance. So by implementing this, my proposed system, we can automate the whole attendance system. As we are aware that that face recognition technology is getting advanced day by day, and by using a smart attendance system, we can resolve the issues that we are facing in terms of taking attendance in our classes. So I have used Her-Cascade classifier algorithm to detect faces and local binary histogram algorithm to recognize the faces. So all the attendance system will be updated in the record database if it matches with the input pictures. Very few researchers have already worked on this face recognition at base attendance system. They uses different approaches such as biometric sensor, agent faces, DNA, PCA, etc. But there is some sort of limitations in those methods, such as there is a lesser rate of attendance, a lesser rate of accuracy. At the same side, for instance, if we use the biometric sensor, then students must walk to the location where the hardware devices is situated. So it's very inconvenient for us. But by using this technology, by combining the LBPH and Her-Cascade classifier, we can get a better accuracy. So our aim is to develop an automated attendance system to record student attendance, and so that we can save time and make this management system efficient. So our software requirement is, these are the software requirements. We need Windows 7 or above, and I have used Python language to implement this program. So this approach can be divided into 4 steps. At first, we have to create a data set. Then then we have to detect the faces, and afterwards, with the help of LVPH algorithm, we can recognize the face. And if the face get recognized, then attendance will be updated automatically in the database or in the Excel sheet. So this is the algorithm. First, we have to capture an image, then it will convert the image into grayscale, and then face will be detected using the Haar cascade classifier. At the fourth step, face will be recognized using LVPH algorithm. And afterwards, we have to match the faces with the trained ones. And then every student will be checked if it matches the attendance mark present on the datasheet. And if it doesn't check, attendance mark absent on the datasheet. And afterwards, it will generate a report. So this is the system architecture. As you can see, first we have to take the input image using the camera, then features frame will be extracted, and this original image is turned into grayscale image after the pre-processing stages. And as I said, then the face will be detected and recognized with the help of LVPH and Haar cascade algorithm. And if the face matches with the input images, then it will update attendance in the attendance sheet. The reason why I use LVPH algorithm because it's the easiest face recognition algorithm, and it is very robust, and it can represent. It is possible to get great results by using LVPH algorithm. How does the LVP operator work actually? LVP actually first, as I already mentioned, it will convert the pictures into grayscale images. Then it will LVPH algorithm will open a window and make the window as 3x3 matrices, and it will take the center center value as the threshold. And if the neighbor value is greater than the center value, then it will put on. And if the neighbor value is neighbor adjacent matrices is lesser than the center value, then it will put 0, and thus we can get the binary form. And afterwards, we'll convert this binary into decimal form. And afterwards, the histogram will be created with by using grid X and grid Y parameters. And histogram will be created, and the same procedure will happen in our input image. And later on, the method actually compare the input image with the with the training data set, and if it matches, then we can recognize the face. So I have takes this formula to get the accuracy of face recognition. I had used the number of the positives and number of the and sum it up with the number of true negatives, and I divided by the total number of faces, and thus we get the accuracy rate, and the accuracy is about 87%. But there is some false positive and false negative cases. That is around 6%, almost 13%. So this is the view of my system. So there is some limitations, like as I already mentioned, it gives some false positive result, and the dataset is relatively small. And we can enhance this procedure by integrating the advanced face recognition algorithm. We can add GSM module. Furthermore, we can add voice and visual alert to detect the intruder. In addition to that, we can use the cloud storage to store the data, or we can create online database of attendance instead of using Excel datasheet. Or and in future, actually, we not can apart from using this technology in classroom, we can also use it in ATM machines or in exam hall, or in time of elections to identify the voters. And maybe there is this is the area that we can work on by implementing this technology. The advantages of it. Ma'am, I'm facing difficulties to share my screen. Just give me a second. Give me a minute. I'm trying to sort it.
It's okay, Jeff. Can you just conclude your data, whatever your paper? Can you just conclude it verbally?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as I mentioned, the accuracy is about 87%, and which is comparatively better. But I still realize that there is some limitations, and it still shows some false positive result. So we can work on it. We can develop the. We can take some help of further advanced algorithm to resolve these issues.
Okay. I think this is very common problem, and there are so many implementation has been done on this topic.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
and you are saying that you are not getting the good accuracy in this system. So how you can say that your work is better than the previous one?
As I mentioned, ma'am, that other methodology has lesser accuracy than LBPH algorithm, so it's comparatively better than other algorithms.
Have you mentioned it in your paper? Have you mentioned any comparative chart for that or comparative table for that?
Yes, ma'am, I have written it on my paper, but I could not put it on my slide.
It's okay, but you have mentioned it in your paper, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the future scope of your paper?
As I said, we can implement these technologies in election system or in ATM machine. Yeah. So that we can identify that genuine participants or genuine person.
Okay. Okay. Next, who is the presenter? We can move on to the next paper, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation. And moving forward to our next paper, and I would like to invite Mininath Bendre to present his paper on the title Comparative Analysis of Social Media Credibility Assessment Using Machine Learning Approaches. Dear presenter, you may please start the presentation now.
Yes, Mr. Mahesh, if there are some issues
No,
sharing.
No. Okay, I'm sharing it, but I think internet problem is there.
No, sir,
Hello?
still it is not shared.
You can see over there, Mahesh Nirma has started screen sharing. That's my screen, ma'am.
Yeah, it's your screen, but there is no PPTs.
But it is not shared now till now. It is taking some time.
Yes, Mr. Mahesh, till then you can just test your system. Ma'am, can we move on to the next presenter?
Sure, ma'am. Okay, so now we are moving forward to our next paper, and I would like to invite NPG Bhavani to present her paper on the title Deep Learning Neural Networks for Forecasting the Abrasive Wear in Machining Tools for Cryogenic Treatment by Process Parameter Optimization. Dear presenter, you may please start the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
I'm sharing my screen. Give me a minute, ma'am. Ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible. Please go ahead.
I am Bhavani, Associate Professor, Savita School of Engineering, Chennai. My paper ID is 11. Deep Learning Neural Network for Forecasting the Abrasive Wear in Machining Tools for Cryogenic Treatment by Process Parameter Optimization. My main abstract of this work is, actually we all know that in industry abrasive wear and tear will be more, so that because of that wastage of the material will be more. For reducing that, and also at the same time complete reduction of abrasive wear and tear is very difficult. Why? Because that is one of the process in industries. So but we can able to, I mean, how much abrasive wear and tear is possible for the in that particular situation of the tool design, and for that how can we reduce, and at the same time prediction of that is very, very important. So seeing that we can strengthen the material, uh, and also at the same time we can reduce the surface loss. We all know that the surface techniques are like night riding, using the chemical and physical vapor deposition. Here for that, we are using implementation of artificial neural network with feed forward architecture. That feed forward architecture is trained with backpropagation algorithm. Here we are taking that hybrid neural network. Using that, we can estimate that how much abrasive wear and tear is there. Here a set of actual variables we have taken, like temperature, speed, abrasive content. These three parameters we have taken, and also cryogenic treatment. Here using this cryogenic, normal temperature for melting the material in industries, we used to take so many methods are available. In that we consider the cryogenic treatment. Cryogenic treatments means we used to decrease the temperature. It will come the temperature under minus negative, I mean up to minus 126 degrees, like that, so that the particular material will get melt. Here we considered three variables: temperature, speed, abrasive content mainly. Even time taken for the process of cryogenic treatment also we considered. Using that, we forecast the wear rate of the particular abrasive wear rate, wear and tear, how much for the particular surface. That is using ANN we calculated. This is the main introduction. Here the main objective of the work is to implement the multi-layer perceptron, simulate and train the industrial conditions for taking the different type of parameters, testing the efficiency of the proposed ANN architecture, and to design the optimization model. Here we consider the optimization model means for the treatment, normally it will take for decreasing the temperature, it will take time. How much time it will take, and I mean for the optimization, which one is the for getting the actual output, for increasing the efficiency, which one is the optimization method. Here we considered a black widow optimization method. This is the main methodology. Whatever the data set, whatever the input variable data set we are giving, that is input to the we are taking the different variables, and we are pre-processing using median filtering technique. Then we are doing the segmentation using Canny algorithm, then feature selection using optimization technique, then classification, artificial neural network. Using that, we are classifying that, and we are getting the final result. That means how much abrasive wear and tear is we are getting. Here I showed for few variables we have taken from the data set. From there we got output wear and tear, I mean how much output variable wear rate is there, we calculated. So using that algorithm is giving these values. This is the speed of the particular process, and this one is that abrasive content. Then this is the temperature, and how much time it will take. Using these input parameters, we are getting the output variable wear rate. Here we have taken nearly 10 samples. With that particular 10 samples, we have given the results here. In this, we can able to see that the prediction of abrasive wear rate using the deep learning hybrid neural network. Here, the coefficients of abrasive wear rate we have taken on y-axis, and x-axis is giving the number of samples. See here, I mean like high wear rate, low wear rate, and medium. All the seeing this graph, the red one is the target output, and the green one is indicating obtained from the testing. So almost we are getting that actual values. So using this technique, hybrid technique, we can able to predict the data, forecast the data. This is actually using this hybrid technique, we will get the exact values. Efficiency also increased. First we searched using, I mean, we checked the output values using different algorithms, separate algorithms. After combining the algorithm, hybrid algorithm, we got exact output values. Thank you. Thank you. These are the references. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you just tell me the future scope of your paper, because you have just find out the maximum accuracy as you told us. So what will be the future scope?
Actually, here we used, I mean, black widow optimization technique. Even in future, we can use some other optimization techniques, and we can analyze that. I mean, like around here using that, we got around 88% ma'am accuracy. I think if we are taking the different optimization technique, we may get higher than this, higher efficiency than this.
You have already done so many analysis on this, because some work has already done in the previous papers, and you have already done some work on this. But till now, you got only 88% accuracy. So how you can say that the other algorithms will give the better accuracy? Because there are so many papers, they have already used so many algorithms, and but still after they did not get the better accuracy. And you are saying the same
main thing is in industry real time, if you are seeing, it's very difficult to get high accuracy, ma'am. Why? Because that we can't reduce 100% that wear and tear. That will be there in the process itself in industries, that whenever the soft material abrasive wear and tear will be there, we can't avoid that 100%. If we that means if you are taking any method also, that I mean 100%, it's, I mean, higher thing is not possible, but it's up to yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Bhavani, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for the great presentation. Now we will move forward to our next paper, and I would like to invite Manisha Vaduri to present her paper on the title Diabetic Eye Diseases Detection and Classification Using Deep Learning Techniques, a Survey. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation now. Yes, you are audible.
Are you able to see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, it is visible. Please go ahead.
Okay. A very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to all the members who are attending the 7th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies, ICTCS 2022. My name is Manisha Vaduri and my co-author is Dr. Kuppuswamy P. Today, I'm going to present an overview of my survey paper submitted to ICTCS 2022. Coming to the title of my paper, it was Diabetic Eye Diseases Detection and Classification Using Deep Learning Techniques. And my paper ID is 154. Coming to the contents of my presentation, these are abstract introduction, motivation, literature, challenges, data sets used, and the references. Coming to the abstract, diabetes mellitus or diabetes. According to the World Health Organization, it says that diabetes is one of the reasons for blindness, and around 22,000 million people are suffering with diabetes mellitus or diabetes, and this was one of the reasons for the vision loss and blindness. Approximately 1/3 of the diabetics are projected to be diagnosed with these type of eye diseases, and which is a long-term retinal disease that may cause permanent vision loss if left untreated. That means if we do not treat it, it may result to the vision loss. So diabetic eye disease is also known as DET, encompasses means there are different types of diabetic eye diseases. Those are diabetic retinopathy, diabetic mellitus, and diabetic macular edema, glaucoma, age-related macular disorder, and cataracts, drusen, iris melanitic tumors, and others. Deep learning advancement, the most prominent in the field of medical diagnostics, produces a highly precise and promising outcomes by performing this feature extraction. So CNNs are the most widely used deep learning techniques in this medical image processing. For a better understanding, in my paper, I used different, I did survey on different DL-based diabetic eye diseases detection and classification, and these are investigated and evaluated in my work. Coming to the introduction, as we discussed, retinal diseases affects millions and millions of people, which may result in the loss of vision. If we face with vision loss, there will be so much trouble in the productivity and independence of a person. And it may result to the vision loss if it was not diagnosed and treated early. Some of the retinal diseases include diabetic retinopathy, age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetes mellitus, and diabetic macular edema, and the iris melanocytic tumors, etc. Coming to the first disease, diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy is also known as DR, and it is caused by the damage to the blood vessels in the tissues at the back of the eye, retina. A poorly controlled blood sugar is a risk factor in the diabetic retinopathy, which affects the eyes. And the symptoms of the diabetic retinopathy are gradual worsening of the vision and sudden vision loss, shapes floating in the field. That means floaters. These are also known as floaters. Floaters means shapes floating in the field of vision, blurry or patchy vision, eye pain and redness. Here you can see in the image also the normal eye and the eye with the retinopathy. The healthy blood vessels will look like this, and the persons who are suffering with diabetic retinopathy, they may feel their blood vessels look like this, and the tiny blood vessels may leak fluid into the retina. Here you can see the classification of this disease also. There are mainly 5 classes in the diabetic retinopathy classification. The first one was no disease visible. That means disease will not be there. In the second one, it was MPDR, mild non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. That means no mild. That means only mild disease will be there. And here you can find out that localized swelling of the small blood vessels in the retina. That means that is also known as microaneurysms. That means some small blood vessels will be leaked in that. Coming to the moderate NPDR, in that mild NPDR, along with a mild NPDR, and some small bleeds will be there here. Coming to the severe NPDR, it was moderate NPDR plus further damage to the blood vessels. That means internally retina will be damaged. And coming to the PDR, it was new vessels form action or vitreous or pre-retinal hemorrhages will be there, and some tractional retinal detachments will be there. Coming to the next disease, it was age-related macular degeneration. It is one of the major causes of the vision loss in elderly aged people. And if it is not completely cured, it will halt to the discovered some diseases like dry AMD, and it will also be considered into the dry AMD and wet AMD. Coming to the dry, the retina deteriorates and some tiny yellowish fluids will be visible on the drusen. On the retina, it will be visible. And coming to the wet AMD, it is caused by the formation of aberrant blood vessels behind the retina. These blood vessels known as choroidal neovascularization and can result in the significant eyesight loss. Here you can see in the image the normal retina will be like this. And when coming to the in the previous slide we discussed about the 2 types of macular degeneration, dry one and wet one. In the wet one you can see, and the dry, according to the dry one, uh, tiny yellowish fluids will be visible like this in the screen. So coming to the symptoms of the macular degeneration, visual distortions, that means straight lines will be seeming as bent ones, and reduces central vision in one or both eyes, the needs for brighter light when reading or doing some close-up works. That means the people who are suffering with this macular degeneration, they can't do the close-up works. That means they can't read newspapers like that. They need for brighter lights, and they can't do the close-up works. So increase the difficulty in adapting the low light levels, such as when entering a dim light restaurant, they can't be able to see. increased blurriness of printed words. When coming to the glaucoma, it affects nearly 60 million individuals worldwide. During the proliferative period, new blood vessels are developed from optic disc spreading area towards the macula or by the limboboat emerging region. And mainly diabetic proliferative patients must be constantly monitored. The retinopathy can put a stop to 90% of the vision loss, but glaucoma is a retinal condition, a major common reason for the long-term vision loss owing to raising the pressure within the eye. Here you can see the image also, the healthy one means a normal pressure will be there. And for the people who are suffering with a glaucoma, there will be more pressure on them. The optic nerves will be damaged, and here you can see the buildup of aqueous humor fluid. Some fluid will be built up in that. Coming to the symptoms of the glaucoma, seeing halos around lights. Halos means a round circle like one around the lights, and vision loss, redness in your eyes, the persons who are affecting with glaucoma, and eyes that looks hazy. That means foggy. Upset stomach or vomiting, eye pain, or one of the symptoms of the glaucoma. Coming to the diabetic mellitus, diabetes mellitus and related consequences such as retinopathy in people with diabetes have been called an important worldwide health concern. And coming to the diabetes mellitus, it affects nearly 382 million individuals globally, with a potential predicted as 592 millions by 2025. Diabetic mellitus is a category of metabolic illness defined by the hyperglycemia induced by the insulin failure, which produces the diabetic macular edema. Uh, Coming to the macular edema, it was generated by the hyperglycemia, that is diabetes, in which blood vessels weaken and begin to leak fluid deposits inside the retina. Here you can see in the image also, normal one will be like this, and the retina which is suffering with diabetic macular edema, here you can see some fluid which was leaking from the retina. The symptoms of this disease are blurry vision and seeing colors that look washed out, and seeing more floaters in the vision, and double vision. Coming to the drusen, drusen is a collection of aberrant extracellular tissue underneath the retinal pigment epithelium, that is RPE, and the onset of the drusen can arise as a result of the aging process or a result of any other illness. The drusen structure must be thoroughly explored to see if it is linked to another condition. CNV, particularly AMD, is one of the primary cause for the blindness. The symptoms of this disease are distortion of straight lines in your vision, and difficulty adapting from bright lights to low lights, and hazy or blurry vision, blind spot in your central vision, that means you can't see straight. When coming to the iris melanocytic tumors, it is far by the most serious kind of eye tumors, generally known as the eye tumor. This comprises of freckles, nevi, melanocytomas, and list lesions, melanoma, nodule. Using the term ocular with tumor indicates that it is accompanied by a tumor or one of the eyeballs, and melanoma or cyst and nevus are the most prevalent kinds of intraocular iris tumors. Here you can see the normal retina and the eye which is affecting with the tumor. The symptoms of this particular iris melanocytic tumors are shadows, flashes of light, or wiggly lines in your vision, blurred vision, a dark patch in your eye that gets bigger and bigger, partial or total loss of vision, bulging of one eye, a lump on your eyelid or in your eyes that increasing in size. The motivation for my problem statement was vision is the most important human senses, and without vision, it affects the human's productivity and independence of a person. So retinal diseases affects millions of people and may result in loss of vision if the disease is not diagnosed and treated early. Early diagnosis and treatment may cure or slow down the onset of the disease. That makes patients get several more years of vision in their life that will be useful for the patients. And in India, although there are so many number of hospitals and eye clinics in the cities, the doctors to patient ratio is still low. In rural areas, there is lack of both infrastructure and availability of the ophthalmologists. So by doing this research, we can uh, by our technology, we can improve the disease diagnosis. So it will be helpful for the patients. When coming to the literature review, here you can see the authors uh, and their methods and the diseases which were identified. Coming to the first one, customized CNN, the author used the customized CNN and the LCT net. Here the disease discovered was whether it was a healthy retina or the diseased one. And the data sets used here are two data sets, Retinal Institute of Karnataka, and achieved an accuracy of 99.70%. And by using the Friedrich Alexander University, they achieved an accuracy of 96.52%. Coming to the limitations of this paper, diseases were not learned and multi-class labeling was not done. Here only told that whether it was healthy or diseased. Coming to the second one, inductive transfer learning method was used, and the diabetic retinopathy disease were here diagnosed, detected. They created a own data set, FGA-DR data set, pixel level DR related lesion annotations, and here they used 1842 images, and image level labels were 1000 images. Here, IPAX test was taken and 89.45% accuracy was achieved. Coming to the FGA-DR dataset, they achieved an accuracy of 86.03%. The limitations of this work was retinal multi-disease detection was not enhanced using the created FGA-DR. Coming to the third one, VGG-NAN model was used, and the disease here detected was diabetic retinopathy. They used a CAGL dataset of 88,702 images. Here, 35,126 were labeled images and 53,576 were unlabeled images. The accuracy achieved was 85%. The limitations of this work was other design changes are needed for categorizing the particular DR stages, especially the early ones. Coming to the second one, Bayesian deep learning. Here, diabetic retinopathy was detected. They used Rabbani dataset, Biomisa dataset, and Jang dataset, Duke 1, Duke 2, Duke 3 datasets. The accuracy achieved was 98.26%. The limitations of this work was wrong, unbalanced class predictions. The suggested method might enhance the medical results. Coming to the fifth one, hierarchical multitask neural networks were used, and the disease diagnosed detected was the diabetic retinopathy, and they used the dataset of Shenzhen Cybrite Co Limited, and here achieved a kappa coefficient value of 80.83% and 0.0097%. Coming to the limitations, hierarchical multitask neural networks were the one of the limitations for this one. Coming to the next one, customized 5-layer CNN with transfer learning was used. Here a multi-classification was done on diabetic retinopathy, diabetic macular edema, and glaucoma. Here MESDOR 2, Drishti and data sets were used. When coming to the DR, it achieved an accuracy of 80.43%, and diabetic macular edema, it achieved 85.79%. For glaucoma, 87.80%. Customized CNN was used here. Coming to the next one, VGG16 AlexNet was used, and the diseases discovered were CNV, that means the
Hello,
Rudder
Manisha. Sorry for the interruption, but can you please conclude your presentation?
Okay. This was the comparison study. And the coming to the data sets, these are the data sets used in this work. These are the differences. Thank you.
Okay, can you tell me which feature selection method you have used here?
I did not use any method, ma'am. I just wrote a survey paper regarding this one up to how much work done on these diseases like that.
But do you think that the survey paper can be accepted for the Scopus and text conferences or journals? I think you should do some implementation also with your survey, because this is the survey which is basically belong to the medical side, and without any association with any doctor, how you can conclude that this survey was correct? Because there should be some author, or there should be some medical people with you who can just tell if you are doing any survey. So how you can conclude that this is the exact survey, or this is the correct survey which is done by you? Have you verified it by any doctorate?
Not doctor, ma'am. My co-author is my guide, and I did implemented the ones which are implemented already in those. I just checked whether it was correct or not, ma'am. I did not implemented a particular. method.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
I got your
Uh,
point. But I
yes,
am
ma'am.
just asking about, are you having any doctor with you who is having some kind of knowledge regarding this medical field? If your survey is okay, then I think it should be verified by some medical doctor.
Okay, ma'am. Surely I will know.
Okay. Anisha, we should move on to the next
Thank you.
presenter.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation.
Hmm.
And moving further to our next paper, I would like to invite Chinchili Tharun Kumar to present his paper on the title Predicting the Stock Market Prices Using Ensemble and FB Profit Model. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Our project title is Predicting the Stock Market Prices Using Ensemble and FB Profit Model. The others are Sheikh Ahmad Sharif, myself, Chinchali Tarun Kumar, Kota Hariga. We are doing this project under the guidance of Dr. Sandeep Elisetti. Coming to introduction, stock market investments are challenging in real-world scenarios, as the price can be influenced by many factors such as news, financial data, country's economic growth, GDP data, and many more. Thus, this domain is very challenging to analyze and make decisions. Though there are traditional methods such as technical analysis and its related tools are available, still this is challenging, and none of them will work efficiently all time. Technical analysis depends on many tools such as moving averages, relative strength are most common amongst them. Fundamental analysis of stock includes company's annual performance, balance sheet data, return on investment, political stability, war situations, financial data, etc. Objectives and outcomes. The main objective for this project is to find out the best method to predict prices for short range. We have used two types of analysis, fundamental and technical analysis. For fundamental analysis, we have taken the FB profit algorithm, and for technical analysis, we used ensembling model. The outcomes of this project can be predictions, results, and accuracy, so that we can compare the both techniques. Coming to dataset, the dataset you have used for proposed work is taken from the yahoofinance.com for the stock named AAPL. The stock related news also downloaded from newyorktimes.com website. The data collected from YFinance is the stock historical prices from the year 2017 January to the year 2020 December with the following attributes in the dataset. Here date is the trading date of the stock market and open, high, low, close, which are the stock market open prices and the highest price, lowest price on a particular date. One more dataset is news articles from New York Times publications. The web scraped data from api.nytimes.com can be used for web scraping data for news articles, blog, brief, editorial data, analysis column data. The keyword used for data retrieval is Apple Inc. This refers to the stock symbol AAPL. The news articles are downloaded as JSON format. The monthly data collected from January 2017 to December 2020. Coming to architecture diagram, first we have taken the Apple stock market data from Yahoo Finance website, and then we have pre-processed the data. In pre-processing, we use exponential smoothing, and we have removed the NAN values. The pre-processed data is sent to the classifiers, random forest, KNN, and distant tree, which are, and then the accuracy, the result is sent to ensemble model. In the ensemble model, we get the prediction of the Apple stock market data. The above one is ensemble method, and below is FB profit model. Here we have done the same process. Pre-processing is done in interpolation, and in addition we have take the Apple news data from New York Times. Here we perform sentiment analysis on Apple stock market data, and we get the positivity and negativity on a particular date of the stock, and we merge the data of Apple stock market data. The results are sent to a FB profit model. We get the predictions of future stock market prediction, and we compare both ensemble model and FB profit model results. Finally, we get the result. Here we are taking the historical Apple stock market data from Y Finance for a certain period of time, then pre-processing the market data by removing the NAND and expansion smoothing and extracting the required data fields from the dataset. We have split the data into sample datasets for training. After we set up our models, random forest, decision tree, KNN, we can put it together with the cross-validation, and the final accuracy will be compared to the accuracy from the FB profit model. With the FB profit model, it is a procedure for forecasting time series data based on additive model where nonlinear trends are fit with yearly, weekly, and daily seasonality and holiday effects. It works best with the time series that have strong seasonal effects and several seasons of historical data. The profit uses a decomposable time series model with three main model components: trend, seasonality, and holidays. They are combined in the following equation. It is the equation here. G of t is the piecewise linear or logistic growth curve for modeling non-periodic changes in time series, and S of t is periodic changes like weekly or yearly seasonality, and H of t is effects of holidays with irregular schedules. E of t is error term, accounts for any unusual changes. Coming to voting ensemble method, it is a voting ensemble method combines the performance of multiple models to make predictions. In this project, we have used hard voting. Here we predict the class label Y via majority voting of each classifier C. Here C1, C2, and so on up to CM are the classifiers, and we get the results in class labels 0 and 1. In majority voting, we would classify the sample as class 0. Bagging ensemble method. Bagging consists in fitting several base models and different bootstrap samples and build an ensemble model that average the results of these weak learners. So assuming that we have L bootstrap samples, so we can fit L almost independent weak learners. Here L is number of bootstrap samples. Here it is the equation of bagging ensemble model. Result analysis, it is the Apple stock data from the year 2017 to the year 2020. It is the date, and we have open, high, low, and close adjacent close values here. Result analysis, the accuracy that we get when we apply the ensemble model, the KNN accuracy, decision tree accuracy, and RF accuracy, random forest accuracy. This is the bagging ensemble model accuracies, and this is the adaptable ensemble model accuracy. From the above result, we can say that voting ensemble method has given the highest accuracy amongst three methods, so that we can compare this ensemble method to FB profit model accuracy. Accuracy of FB profit model is 65.37. It is the comparison of accuracies of voting ensemble and FB profit model. The FB profit model accuracy is 65.37%, and the voting ensemble technique gets 79.9%. So for short term period, we can use the voting ensemble because it gives highest accuracy. Conclusion: stock price prediction is very challenging due to its volatility in prices. There are many factors which can affect the prices, or financial events, corporate results, world markets, and many more. The proposal of stock price prediction from historical prices and financial events is carried out. There are two methods used for the prediction. One is the FB profit model, which combines the sentiment analysis values from the New York Times news articles. The second method is ensemble model, bagging, voting, and ADA boost. The comparison of proposed work shows that the voting ensemble model outperformed the other models. These are the references. Thank you.
Yes, Actually, this is a very common topic. I think everyone is going to work on this topic, and they are having so many accuracy, different accuracy on that. But still, after you are not getting very good accuracy. But it's okay. Can you tell me the application of your work, or the future scope of your work, so that we can compare it with the previous work?
For every profit model, we can add the Twitter data also, madam. Like we can take some data from social media and like news data. We can also add that data to the formula so that it will improve the accuracy in future.
From where you have taken your data set?
Our data set, it's taken from Yahoo Finance, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now you can move to the Twitter also.
Yes, ma'am.
So now it will be the big data. It can be the big data. So first you have to, I think, filter out the data also. If you are combining two different data sets, these
Yes.
will be in the different data. These will be the different data types. So this can be the feature of big data. So there will be the filtering mechanism you have to apply.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you studied something on that?
We know a little bit related to big data, but in this project, we did not apply anything related to that, ma'am.
Actually, this is very common topic, and everyone is just giving the presentation on this topic. So this is not a, we can say that the new topic on which you are working, but still after you are not getting very good accuracy.
Yes, ma'am. But in this topic, we have like a unique thing that we can apply the Twitter data on like for the future work.
No, but this will be your future scope, na? But
Yes,
till now you have not done something new on this. This is
yes,
already done by so many authors. This is already done. So I just wanted to ask the difference between your work and the previous work, but I didn't get anything.
Like in our work, we compared that like voting ensemble methods for we take the technical data like technical analysis. For every profit, we have taken the news data, so it acts as a fundamental analysis. We compared these both methods, man. Voting ensemble is like a technical analysis. Every profit is fundamental. So we compared both for and like we get the result related to that voting ensemble is best for short range. If we increase the time period from 2017 to like I mean we only took 3 years of data. That's why technical analysis have highest. If you take the data from like more than 10 years, every profit will increase, because for long range fundamental analysis good, for short range technical analysis good, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Can we move on to the next presenter?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation. And moving forward to our next presenter. And I would like to invite Kamal to present her paper on the title Statistical Analysis of Feature Selection and Clustering for Building the Optimized Drug Toxicity Prediction Model. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation now.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sharing my slide. Ma'am, you can see my presentation?
Yeah, it's visible. Now you can start.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My topic is statistical analysis of feature selection and clustering for building the optimized drug toxicity model. And my main guide is Dr. Devendra Kumar, and my co-guide is Dr. Rohit Bajaj. And I'm doing my PhD from Masnath University, that is Rohtak in Haryana. And these are the basically outlines, and this is the basically abstract. So artificial intelligence is the branch of computer science, as you all know, and this is the main branch and this is the main concept. And when we evaluating the principal safety and novel drugs, so in my paper, basically, drug toxicity, that is the main concept. We evaluating the principal safety and novel drugs which have directly impact on the both, like human health and the development of drug toxicity in the basically in this one. And in the previous, by traditionally we used vitro and vivo toxicity predictions, and but now we are having the drug toxicity model. And in my research, I'm preparing a model, that is a prediction model, on the behalf of the data set, that is the drug toxicity data. And numerous drug toxicity prediction models have been developed using the variety of computational models. With the advance of the theory of machine learning and modular representation, more and more drug toxicity prediction models are developed using the variety of machine learning methods. And in my research, basically clustering analysis is used. Basically, clustering is probably the most used experimental data analysis techniques across discipline and frequently employed to get the institution. So basically, statistical focus analysis different features using different feature selection strategies. Basically, clustering algorithms and feature selections. These are the main two concepts that I am having. While clustering is useful for data analysis and as a pre-processing step for a number of learning tasks, as we are interested in the specific pre-processing task of using clustering to gain more information about this one. Basically, about the when we are discussing about the toxicity, many of the factors that that are like considered, like exposure routes, where the toxicity can like intake in our body, and what the duration, basically how many time the basically our body can consume the drug, and accordingly maybe it's a toxic or not toxic. Then state, like which type of the harmful a drug can be for a body. And drug poisoning is characterized basically this is the characteristics, right? So drug poisoning is the characterized by influences, self centeredness, dominance and control. It's important to educate the prototype of a database with the roughly the similar number of samples with the using the machine learning methodology. Basically, and yeah, some factors influence whether a poison or description medicines is harmful. Chemical composition, how much the body is capable of observing, the ability of the body of toxify and eliminate. In the area of drug toxicity, the application of machine learning is usually used for the part of estimation, just for the understanding the level of toxicity of the drug, and try to reduce the ethical concern for the cost, time, and other aspects also. So machine learning has techniques that can improve the part of the decision to measure the safety assessment, basically. So machine learning can help are for the algorithm section, as we can see. And so basically identify the data set that address the problem statement. In this figure, we can explain with this. First of all, we will identify the data set that address the problem statement, then import the data set. I have taken the drug toxicity database and identify the specify which features we should take. Some features are important, but some are less important, but it doesn't mean that they are not important. Yes, they are important, but for our database and our situations, maybe some features are not as important as our others. So the feature selection is very important. Behalf of the comparison cluster and feature selection, we compare and analyze statistical analysis. Then according to feedback analysis, we build the predictive model of statistical feedback with the selected cluster and the features. So in the review session, many of the, as we can see, many of the research papers we have evaluated, and according to this one, we have worked on this one. And for this one, cluster evaluation is carried out using the amount of cluster produced, the amount, and the feature selection and cluster analysis provide the prediction models accuracy, basically the accuracy, the contemplation of improve the prediction outputs efficiency, cluster imbalance approaches. Features basically the features ranked depending on the variance, and the results are provided. Basically, as we can see in a graph, we have many of the features, and they have basically a ranking according to the correlation analysis, and according variation, we can say that MLOG is the main feature that is the more correlate and the more efficient as compared to GAT-SIP. So in this figure, we can see that by this table, we can prepare the basically graphical representation also more usable as compared to other. Next one is the basically this table is representing the ranking of important features using the principal component analysis. Behalf of the principal component analysis, many of the like TPSA is more compatible and more reliable as compared to NN. Behalf of this table, we can prepare the graph also. So next one is the basically, yeah, and according to this feature, we have many of the features that have the more priority, and some of the others have comparatively less priority. So these are the basically comparisons of which features are comparatively used more and as compared the correlation matrix of features in component analysis. Correlation coefficient among the features is depending upon the principal component analysis for the correlation matrix. A statistical measure called the correlation shows how closely two elements are related to one another. Positive and negative correlations are the two main characteristics. When two elements flow in the similar path, there is a strong relationship. When one rises, the other is also rise. When two variables changes in the different path, the one rises and the another falls. One rises, the other falls. There is a reverse relationship. Any number between -1 and 1 represent correlation coefficient values. So we can say cluster analysis is performed with the different correlation algorithms, and cluster analysis is performed based upon a number of cluster formed, like which cluster we are using, number of the time they are iterating, and the time they have taken. So according to this figure, we can say many of the clustering algorithm and number of iterations, number of iterations, number of clusters, and time taken to build the model. So in this figure, we can see we have the clusters and Knoppy algorithm that have 2 iterations, and time taken for this one is 0.05 second. So accordingly, we have the graphical representation also. So in this case, we can
I think there is a connection issue with her.
Yeah.
So okay, so for now we are moving forward to our next presenter.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
And I would like to invite K. Lalita Devi to present her paper on the title Workload Prediction for Resource Scaling and Migration in the Cloud. Dear presenter, you can start the presentation. Oh, okay, so K. Lalita Devi has not joined the meeting. So she's not present here.
Okay, ma'am. I think one more presentation is pending. Mahesh Nirmal.
Yes.
Yes, we should start with that one.
Whether visible?
Yeah. Now it's visible.
Can you please clarify your name?
Dr. Minnat Bendre.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. So, good afternoon to one and all. My paper title is Comparative Analysis of Social Media Creditability Assessment Using Machine Learning Approaches. So, this is whether audible?
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. Comparative analysis of social media creditability assessment using machine learning approaches.
Okay.
Continue.
And
Yes, you can continue.
Hello. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to start my presentation, which is on the topic comparative analysis of social media credibility assessment using machine learning approaches. Today, we are over here with my colleagues, Mr. Dr. Minnat Bendre and Mr. Prashant Vikhe and Bhausa Vikhe. We are going to present the paper over here. The outline of my presentation: introduction, literature review, problem definition, methodology, system architecture, algorithms, mathematical model, results, discussion, conclusion, and references. Okay, then what exactly the topic is? As we know that currently over social media, huge amount of content is created. People read, write, and tend to delete the content reactions. Accordingly, the exactness of information in the content is necessary, which not mislead the people. The very important line. Determining an extraction of useful information is a challenge. Over here, credibility is decided by classifying the information into credible and non-credible information. As there are large number of posts generated by social media or on WhatsApp, Insta, etc. It is hard to detect the negative post. By using these data sets and machine learning together, a social media admin is able to detect and block the negative posts. The credibility of news content is determined, that is, whether it is fake or real. Therefore, it is necessary to specify the material that will be examined for credibility. Means material should get examined while posting it on a social platform or on any platform which directly hampers the social harmony, motivation. But why we have chosen these things? To make social media safe and toll-free by early detection of negative posts, to make social media more credible and block the users with negativity. Yes, absolutely. The media, social media should be more credible nowadays, because everywhere, as we know that there are 9 billion people living on the earth, and out of that, near about 3 to 4 billion people uses the social media. So the content which is going viral on social media should be credible. Otherwise, it will create a very negative impact, and that create very dangerous causes for the mankind. To assess the credibility of multiple data sets available and used by social media admins. These are the motivations behind why everything that we have planned in our presentation, to try to refine and improve the social media data sets to detect negative with great accuracy, to make use of machine learning algorithms to compare data sets credibility. A literature survey. A framework to detect credibility of social media datasets was presented, and the technique is quite good in assessing the credibility of the datasets. To detect negativity in posts on social media, it lacks to explain how it can be implemented programmatically with multiple datasets and check their credibility. Some researchers applied the features centered on the content and social networking features with machine learning classifiers, SVM, random forest, naive, Maxon, CRF, and found CRF achieved the highest precision and F1 score. It was noticed that tweets get fast response from the public who frequently express suspicious and doubt about rumor tweets. The problem definition. System has to be designed which is download the data sets which are used for filter the negative content. The system is used machine learning algorithm such naive and SVM with multiple data sets and check them programmatically and find out whether a data set is perfect to find negative post or need improve to do the same. This is how we define our problem and applied the logics to develop this paper methodology used in our paper. The methodology used for the assessment of news credibility presented in this section. The youth data sets, pre-processing of data, credibility assessment model with comparative assessment is briefly presented. The methodology elaborates use of supervised machine learning for classifying the data set and analyze news credibility in percentage. Initially, preparation of the data set for classification followed by pre-processing, accessing multiple data sets, then perform the training and testing of data sets. Finally, machine learning based methods are applied to detect credibility. Architecture over here, you can directly can see data sets have taken, then it gets stored, then pre-processing, then prediction, then assessment phase, then data, then different kinds of actions performed over there, a general structure that I have explained. In data storing, over here you can see, multiple data sets, store data sets, fetch, pre-processing. Data processing also includes clean and clear data sets, remove words, tokens, digits.
Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry for interruption. You are having only 5 minutes to conclude your presentation.
What? What, ma'am?
You are having only 5 minutes to conclude your presentation.
Okay,
5 more minutes.
No problem, ma'am. Okay, sir, please can you move ahead with the next slide? Yes, a result and just a minute, ma'am. Okay, results and discussion. Over here you can see the result that we have compared with the help of different algorithms to find out the credibility of the post or the tweets or the text which is get posted on social media. Then the next slide, sir. Accuracy rate is directly can see over here on the background of different algorithms of machine learning, that is SVM, naive Bayes, KNN, random forest. And over here you can see on the scale of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 accuracy is mentioned. Then conclusion, we have presented and evaluated accuracy and performance using machine learning approaches for the datasets of Twitter. The user credibility is assessed using SVM and NB algorithms for fake news dataset. The fake and real tweets were analyzed for the multiple datasets using multiple machine learning algorithms with multiple datasets. The Nevis and SVM use more accuracy for the fake news datasets, which is presented in this research. In addition, stacked model gives better performance, 71% as compared to other models. Nevis also gives good result for the fake news credibility. These are some publications which we have done on the same topic, and the references used to apply the logics to develop our paper. These are the references. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay, sir. Can you just tell me from where you have taken your data set?
Ma'am, can you repeat it? Hello, ma'am.
Sir, from where you have taken your data set?
Hi.
Actually, we have downloaded from Kaggle, madam.
Kaggle. Sir, but you have not plotted the graph of the accuracy earlier. If you have just taken it from the Kaggle, so there are so many, we can say that the algorithm have applied on the data sets. So what is the difference between your algorithm and the previous algorithm? Because these are the basic algorithm, SVM algorithm and decision tree. These are already applied on the this data set. So what is the new you have done in this paper?
Actually, the data set is downloaded and we have studied the comparative study first. And from that study, we have found that particular algorithm is useful based on that particular data set. So initially we have tried the different algorithms on it. And from that, which algorithm is the best and which is suitable for finding that particular creditability, we have focused on that point of view.
Okay, you are saying that this is just a review paper. You have not done any like kind of optimization algorithm. You have not optimized the previous result.
Yeah, we have tried by using simple KNN algorithm first, then another algorithms, and
but these algorithms, sir. But these algorithm already applied on these data set, because this is very common data set, and every presenter, every previous author is going to use this data set, and they have already applied so many algorithm on this paper. But still, after you are on the basic algorithm, decision tree, SVM. So I think you have not done something new, but it's okay. Congratulations for your paper.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anisha, can we move on to the next presenter?
Okay, ma'am. So for now, we have completed all the presentations.
Okay.
And now I sincerely thank all our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope the session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this version and the previous 6th version of the conference, and we will be happy to have you in the 8th version in 2023. Moreover, all the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. And further, all the papers have already forwarded to Springer. And the publication will be live within 6 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS 2022. I also like to thank our session chair for chairing the session. Here is a small token of appreciation on behalf of the whole team of ICTCS and Global Knowledge Research Foundation. Thank you for your valuable presence, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now as we have come to an end of the session, I request you all to please switch on your cameras for a quick snapshot of this virtual conference. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe and take care.
Thank you. Anisha, try to share these photographs also.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you and bye-bye.